Righto. Take two. So, finally got around to making these videos. Got the album that I wanted to talk about, even though it's probably one of the easiest albums to get, but I procrastinated it for a while because I'm lazy. So, I'm going to talk about some albums that I like, just because I want to talk about them, put some videos out. Don't really know fucking shit about music, if I'm being honest. I like to listen to a lot of music, but I'm not one of those people who knows fucking crazy levels of discographies and artists. There's so much music out there. I'm always finding new stuff to listen to, but it's never enough because there's always more to listen to. But I just thought, fuck it, I want to talk about the music that I have listened to and I do listen to. And maybe have a conversation with some people about it. Talk to you people, whoever sees this, who doesn't see it. And just get more of a casual experience to it because I love music. I don't know. Because of music, I decided to learn guitar at 20, which is, I don't know, better late than never because I just, I love it, but I don't have that background that other people might have in it or the knowledge or the experience. Definitely not the vocabulary or music theory to understand it, but I just love talking about it. And I love talking to other people about it and learning about it. And there's always something new to listen to, something new to learn. And I don't know, I just feel like the best way to do that is just by talking about what you know, and fuck it, who cares if it's popular or unknown or underground or emerging or new to the scene or old to the scene or a classic. I think music should be celebrated and discussed, and even if it's been done before, I'd do it a million times again and have the same conversation over and over. So I'm just happy to be doing this, to whatever reception, no reception. So without further ado, without further ado, Nirvana's Nevermind. Possibly one of the most famous albums of all time. Sort of set the precedent for alternative music in the 90s, at least for the mainstream, and definitely brought the idea of grunge, whatever that is, to the public's eye. Seattle, Washington, trio made up of Kurt Cobain. Later, they replaced their drummer with Dave Grohl, and bassist and founding member with Kurt, Chris Novoselic. So, pretty influential to a lot of people, definitely for me. I know Nirvana is one of the reasons where I wanted to play guitar, because I saw the music they were making and I'm like, fuck, I could do that. Probably not as good as them, but could rock out on the power chords a bit and play some of their songs, and I don't know, maybe make music of my own one day, who knows, but it's just fucking fun to fuck around with it. And I like their attitude, man, the whole punk rock ethos. I'm all about that, and just the scene and the clothing. And even as a person who was born in 2002, nearly a decade after Nirvana's main success, I would say, discovering this probably later in my life than most people, around 20, still life-changing. I think this album still has the effect on people that it did when it came out in 1991 to many people around the world, and will continue to have that effect. Not only in music, but just in people's day-to-day life, or maybe they just listen to the song still. I know personally from Nirvana, I found so many other bands like, sound like the grunge legends of Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, moving into the Melvins, Mudhoney, discovering the Pixies and the influences for Nirvana, Sonic Youth, stuff like that. This, I think, is one of the perfect places for people to get their first dip into the alternative sound, especially rock in the 90s. And I think for that effect, this album cannot be understated and should be accurately measured. So I know a lot of people in the Nirvana fan base might dislike this album, especially some of the hits off it. I personally do not. I love this album. I think, yes, I'm aware of Kurt's opinions on the album and stuff like that, but the way I see it is, you know, Kurt's not around and I'm not Kurt at the end of the day. I think Kurt would rather people in his fans have their own opinions and their own thoughts and not just take the words of what others thought and what the band members thought and just echo that because that's what they thought. Jesus, wind's fucking blowing a bit. So, yeah, maybe you're a Nirvana fan or a new fan and you're familiar with some of the songs or one of the songs or none of the songs. At the end of the day, man, it's just about being your own person and forming your own opinions and liking what you like because you like it. You like it if it's popular, like it. If it's unpopular, like it, you know? Don't like it because you like it and it's what you want to like, not because what someone else tells you to. And trust me, I've been in the trap of just, you know, wanting to have my opinions based off other people's because it seems cooler or hip or trending, but that's not what Nirvana is about. Nirvana is about being true to you, being true to others, being kind, being thoughtful, being empathetic, and pushing back against things that try to put you in a box or a label because either they say you should or you want to feel like you should think like them, but no. So, with that being said, I think I really like this album. So let's get into the track listings a bit and maybe break this down a bit track by track. I didn't take any notes. I've just listened to this a couple of times because if I took any notes, I wouldn't fucking read them. I'm not a note taker, so we're just going to go off the top of the head. So first off, all-time classic, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Now, this song is probably one of the most divisive in Nirvana, if not the grunge community itself. Often in interviews, Kurt citing that he doesn't like the song and the band eventually going on to not playing the song anymore at shows for a while. I don't know if they played it again before they did their last shows. But honestly, it's a fucking rock song, man. It's a fucking good song. It's fun. It gets the energy going. It sets the tone for the album. The sounds are great. The production on the album is great. You might have some issues with saying it's not rock, it's not grunge, it's pop. If it's a fucking pop song, it's a great pop song. It's one of my favorite pop songs. I'll be proud to call it pop if that's what you want to call it. I don't think it is. It sounds like Nirvana to me. It sounds like some of Nirvana's best work. So I personally love Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's iconic. Everybody knows it. I understand the criticism of Kurt saying that it was bring the wrong people to the crowds at the shows. That I can understand. You know, if you cater yourself as this band that is a bit more alternative, a bit more progressive, a bit more inclusive, and then you get a song like Smells Like Teen Spirit and people, I would say misinterpret it, but just don't really bring the energy that you're looking for. And typically if they're mean or judgmental or exclusionary people, I can understand why that song might not be your favorite, but that's not the song's fault. It could have been any song that had done that. Just happened to be the Smells Like Teen Spirit, the first song of the album. I mean, it's popular for a reason. I mean, that reason doesn't mean it's true for everyone. Of course, it's your opinion if you think it's good or not. I mean, it's not objectively good, but it is objectively popular. But for so many people, I think Smells Like Teen Spirit is why they got into Nevermind. And Nevermind is why they got into Nirvana. Nirvana is why they got into so many different types of music. So I think without Smells Like Teen Spirit, we would see so much less activity in this space. Or it'd be different at least. I don't know if it would be better or worse, but it'd definitely be different. And I think for that reason, I'm thankful for it. And also, it's just fun to jump around to, man, throw your head and dance. And, you know, Nirvana's not around anymore, sadly, but the music still is, and this song still is, and seeing it live, recordings of it from back in the days, it feels great, and I can imagine what it must have felt like to be there in person. So, Smells Like Teen Spirit, great song. Really sets a precedent for the side one of this album. I think, in my opinion, side one is by far the best side, and back to back, no skips at all. Side one, I think, is almost perfect. I think if this album was just an EP of side one, it'd probably be 10 out of 10 EP, one of the most perfect legendary EPs ever. Even so, considering that doesn't mean anything about side two is bad, I just think side one is really strong and great. So, followed by In Bloom. In Bloom, I feel like, is one of the more underrated tracks on Nevermind. It's still very, very popular. I think to call any track on this album underrated is a bit, I don't know, not fair. They're all very, very rated, actually, in fact. But in the context of the album, In Bloom, one of their strongest songs. They're crazy chords, fun, powerful. It's got that sick guitar solo in it. Yeah, it got that sick guitar solo in it, with just Kurt doing some things up and down scales. I don't exactly know what. I don't know if he even knew what he was doing, but it just fucking sounds good, and you know, it's great. And it offers a bit of reprieve between track one, Smells Like Teen Spirit, into In Bloom, which keeps the energy going, and then straight into track three, Come As You Are. I think probably the best, if not second best song off this album. Come As You Are, just with that chorus on the chorus, doom, 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 iconic. I think almost more iconic than Smells Like Teen Spirit in ways. It's just got a great mood to it. It's very, it's got that, yeah, it's very edgy quality to it. It's dark, it's moody, but it's also like intense. And yeah, it just, every time once you hear that riff coming in, man, it takes me away. It's like a boat in the waves, and classic. I don't know what's more to be said about that hasn't been said before, but a lot of people, I think, do enjoy Come As You Are, and I'm glad that, you know, even though I just defended Smells Like Teen Spirit before, I think it's good that Come As You Are is also high up in the rankings of the songs on this album, because it's equally as good, if not better. Breed, again, very good. In my mind, similar vein to Bloom, in terms of how it makes me feel, great energy. I think very, maybe a bit more laid back in terms of the composition, and I don't know, it seems like it's just a bit more freeform, and Breed, compared to In Bloom, is just more of a focus on the energy. It's more of a feeling in the sound, and how like the physical sound resonates within your body. And Bloom has, you know, I feel like, you know, the lyrics and the writing is good. Although sometimes on Nirvana album, I don't think the lyrics really matter. It's about evoking emotion more so than painting a narrative. But Breed is it's just those chords, man. Yeah, one of the, I think out of In Bloom and Breed, those two are probably the most, they're definitely the least popular, or some of the least popular, more of the underrated tracks on this side. Then into my all-time favorite, Lithium. Oh, just the picking on it is great. The production, again, great. The lyrics on it are great. I think everything about Lithium is probably a perfect song to me. I don't know if there's anything I could improve on it. It's fun to play. It's one of my favorites to play. One of my favorites to learn. Really rewarding is the drums. Unless, you know, a lot of people in Nirvana talk about Kurt, but same one like in Smells Like Teen Spirit and on Lithium, man, those rests, it's just Chris playing, you know, the root notes on the bass, but god damn does it feel good. I don't know, it's just the way he plays it, but also the production on it. And then you go from those bass lines to then the drums kick in, the guitar comes back in, and the vocals come back in, and just like one thing, and then it builds on, adds on another line, then another line, and all of a sudden you're like, you know, everything's going on at once, and you're like, Jesus Christ, you're like, we were just like down here from a moment ago, now we're up here. Which definitely is, seen the band talk about in interviews, you know, they kind of took that style from the Pixies, as a lot of other people did, but man, it works well, so you can't fault them for it. So yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. And then Polly. I think Polly is one of the best sounding songs on an acoustic guitar you could play. It's raw. I think, I'll say to that though, that I prefer maybe live versions of acoustic, where I think Polly is one of the only times in Nevermind where its production and its clean production hurts it. I mean, some people could argue, maybe, you know, grunge shouldn't be sounding so clean anyway, but fuck it, you know, it's good. But on Polly, I like that when I hear it covers and performed live, I love that raw, imperfection of it. I love hearing the mistakes and the slides and the chords and the improper muting and all that sort of stuff. I think really ties the song together. I believe in the MTV live version they have Kurt playing it, and it's really like sounds like the guitar's about to fall apart from how shit it is. So I don't know, Polly is just one of those. It's like a teenage boy with a guitar writing a love song. I'm not quite sure what it's about actually. Again, I don't know if it matters, but I get this feeling of like this, I don't know, person in a relationship and it's not going great. It's like, you know, they're fucking, but there's no love in the sex, and it's just like, you get this feeling of like, you're that point in a relationship where the love is gone, but it's not even hate, but it's just like a void almost, nothingness. And I feel like that guitar and the vocals and Kurt's vocals really capture that feeling that people feel inside them. So that's Polly, and one of the funnest things to play as well. It's great to bust out, simple, just the verses and the chorus, back and forth. Who needs more than that? Simple lyrics. This is what music is about. It's not about a high barrier of entry and skill. It's about low barrier of entry of things that are pleasing to people and relatable. And you can point to that and you can say, I like that about that song. Maybe not for everybody, but me personally, that's what I love about this. And that's the side one. That's what I mean by Smells Like Teen Spirit, In Bloom, Come As You Are, Breathe Like, all on side one. Stacked, absolutely stacked. Next up, this is, I think, maybe one of my lesser liked songs on the album, Territorial Pissings. One might say maybe one of the more Nirvana-y songs. I feel like Territorial Pissings has more in common with something like Bleach or even In Utero than Nevermind. I could see myself liking this song more, but on the themes of the album or the sound of the album, it's one of my lesser liked songs. I don't have anything, I do really like it, but I think it's just contrasted a bit differently against other types of songs on this album. Although Territory of Pissings, I think, there is a contrast between side one and side two of this album that I think Territory of Pissings really sets up well. It's like, hey, we've gone through side one. These are all these sort of cleaner, you know, straightforward, punk rock sort of songs, you know. Whereas going into part two, it's like, shit's about to get fucked up. The energy is changing in here, you know. Take the craziest part from all the songs and the quieter parts. Get rid of that shit there that's, you know, fucking cheese and milk. We're going to fucking grits and fucking bacon here. So I think, despite what I might feel about my personal likes of Territory interest, is a perfect segue into this side of the album. Followed by Drain You, great song. I think Drain You, On a Plane, possibly arguably in contention. If I had to be ranking them, I would put them up as a standard as side one. Great songs, catchy, memorable. I have to admit though, part two, whatever section of this you want to call it, maybe by this point in the album, I'm not really focusing on lyrics so much anymore. I'm just hearing the music, and I think that's good, because definitely part one, you can listen to the music or you can listen to the lyrics and enjoy it. Part two, I feel, is like kick it into overdrive. We're just here for the energy, we're just here for the music. Who gives a fuck about what they're saying? Yes, you can. They probably do mean something. I don't know what they're saying. Not because they can't hear. Maybe that's also part of maybe, people fucking listen to what they're trying to say. But I'm not even great with my lyrics on top of that anyway, so I stood no chance. Lounge Act. I think Lounge Act is probably apart from the bonus, the weakest song on this album for me. You might argue that, and it's fine. I don't know. Just doesn't. I think Lounge Act, by the time I get to this part of the album, maybe I'm feeling a little bit of a fatigue. Plus, it's kind of buried between Drain You and Stay Away, and even then Stay Away, and then it's kind of buried between Drain You, Stay Away, and On a Plane. Like, you're not gonna really be able to outshine those three tracks when you're in between them all. I think I would personally maybe put Lounge Act before Something in the Way, maybe, just to get that bit of contrast. But hey, people a million smarter than me for all these tracks, so what would I know? Then we're just going to go into Stay Away, On a Plane. Holy shit. These three songs, especially like I said, Drain You and On a Plane, fucking amazing. I feel like it's really, in a way, I think it really kind of captures Nirvana in a good medium, healthy medium between, the In Utero and Bleach and Nevermind fans. It just kind of ties all those elements together, maybe sets an expectation of stuff that they've, going to do in the future, but improve on what they did in the past. Just great. And oh man, like, drum in these sections, always great, top notch. Dave Grohl, one of the best drummers in well-known popular music and rock. I mean, maybe there's more niche picks, so you could say, but I don't know, I'm not super into jazz or, I don't know, crazy drumming. Just as a regular rock and roll drummer on these songs, some of the best on the album. Especially On a Plane, I think the vocals really shine on it too. So, man, great stuff. I think album maybe dips a little bit in the center around Territorial Pissings, maybe even you could argue Polly through to Lounge Act, but man, does this album make a fucking recovery. I mean, it's not weak at any point, I'm saying in contrast with the rest of the album, but going into Stay Away, then to building up more onto On a Plane, and then finally we come to the final track, Something in the Way. This track, I think, is the perfect bonus way to end an album. I love a low energy sad song. I don't know if other people like that, but the rest of that side two is such a high energy thing. Maybe Something in the Way doesn't belong in this section, but I think it's great. You've gone through all the hits, then you've gone through all the energy, and we're winding it down with Something in the Way. Just a hauntingly beautiful song, essentially about nothing, but the lyrics evoke this imagery, the production of the cellos or the violins on it, haunting, beautiful, like I said. They stay with you, the chorus stays with you. It feels inside what you feel like when you're just sad, man. It's just sad. This song is just a sad, lonely, depressing song, and I love it, and I love that. It does make you feel like Batman, man. It makes you feel like Batman, and I love to play it. I love listening to it. So, what a great way to cap the album off. Apart from final on the bonus track, Endless Nameless, fun song. I don't really like it, but it's just some fucking noise, man. It's just people fucking about and having a good time, I think, and making a mess, making a noise, and it's, I don't know, just go fucking crazy at the end. Maybe you want to finish something in the way if you're in the mood. You want to finish low and depressing. If you want to call it there, that's fine. I think you're perfectly allowed to do that. Sometimes maybe you got a little more juice left in the tank, and you just want to fucking spaz your body out, go crazy in the head, and just get it all out. And it just kind of draws it out of you like an exorcism. It's just fun, you know. I personally have to be in the right mood to listen to it, but something Endless Nameless, man, I think that's just that. When I think of that, like, that's Nirvana, you know, just guys up there making some fucking noise. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you listen, you listen, you know. And it's just about trying shit out. It's about experimenting. It's about being weird. It's about being odd. It's about being different. Even if it you should or shouldn't be on the album, you should be. It doesn't matter. You know, you do it anyway, and you'll find people who like it, and you know, you'll find people who fit in. And I think, you know, if you look at some of these tracks, you can find them analogous with behaviors you might want to take in life, maybe the band wants to promote, you know. This album is very much a living, breathing organism in ways, and a reflection of people's behaviors and attitudes. And I think for that is why I personally love this album. I love seeing it live. I love hearing the stories about the band, you know, props to Butch Vig for producing it. Crazy that 3 guys, 4 people made an album like this. And I don't know if we'll ever see something like that again. If we'll see something like where you just get 4 people in a studio wrestling and toying with music and trying and getting rid of things and scrapping things to make an album like this, or at least to this level of success. I don't know, man. This album was lightning in a fucking bottle. It just fucking proceeded to break that bottle, and that lightning just fucking spread everywhere, man. And it cannot be understated, the fact that this album has had on it all kinds of music around the world, across genre, across nations, across generations, to this day. One of the most effective and important albums, I think, in music history. And it, I think, will be remembered as that for years to come. So, again, I don't know who hasn't heard this album, but who's watching this video hasn't heard this album, but if you haven't listened to Nirvana's Nevermind, give it a try. I'm sure you'll find at least something else in this album you can like. Even if that has, you know, smells like Teen Spirit, who cares, you know? Fucking like it if you like it. If you don't, but you gotta give it a try, man, because it only fucking gets deeper from here. And much like this baby in the pool, who, I don't know if I can even show this on YouTube, but maybe fuck it. If they remove the video, they remove the video, and then I'll go back, figure it out later. It's a jumping off point for music for a lot of people. I think take that jump, take that dive, give Nirvana's Nevermind a try, see what you like, see what you don't like, you know. But once you've done it, there's no turning back, and you'll remember life before Nevermind, and you'll remember life after Nevermind. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on Nevermind. Love finally getting to talk about this album. I hope I get to talk about more in the future. We might do In Utero next, or Bleach. I don't know. I think I might go In Utero because I want to talk about that next. But yeah, Nirvana's Nevermind. Listen to it if you haven't. If you're one of the few people on the earth who hasn't listened to it yet, listen to Nevermind. Cheers.